Hello and welcome back, Mr. Tutor Builds YouTube channel. I have been on a little bit of a hiatus because I went to Ohio this past weekend and went to a concert, but we are back and we are ready to grind on these LEGO reviews. But before we get started on this review, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who watched my last video. I believe it is over 140 views. Big deal for me, not a big deal for YouTube, but 140 views, that's pretty awesome. But today, we are going to be taking a look at the LEGO Motorized Lighthouse. Now, this set retails for $300 US. It has 2,065 pieces, and the set number is 21335. Now, when you look at the price per piece ratio for this set, 2,000 pieces for $300, bleh, not very good. But I believe the main reason for that cost is the motorized and light function of this lighthouse, which you don't see in a lot of LEGO sets these days. But it's a pretty cool feature. But we're going to go ahead and start off with taking a close look at the minifigures. Now, this set comes with two minifigures, which in my opinion is kind of a low number for a $300 set. But the two that it comes with are great. This one looks like it is a girl who is maybe a sailor. That's why I had her placed in the boat, but she kind of has a boating hat on, little jacket, a sweater underneath, just a little bit of print on the back. Also, dual molded legs, so it almost looks like she has boots on, which is pretty sweet. And then it also comes with this guy, who looks like a captain of sorts. He has a, I don't know which one to call that. I can't really think of the name right now, but you can look through it. He has a little watch in his pocket. He has a little suit on. He has this nice hat that looks pretty sweet, kind of shiny. He has a beard, nice little gray beard. And then he does have a little bit of back printing too. But besides the minifigures, there are two animals in this set. The first one we have, it's a Lego cat. It is gray. Not much to see there, pretty simple. And then also you can see this guy in the background. There is a seagull, if he will stand up for us. And I just have him perched up on this rock in the background. But since we've already taken a look at the minifigures, let's go ahead and take a look at the actual set itself. Now, considering this is a very tall LEGO set, I would say probably at least 2 feet tall. We're going to start off layer by layer, but we're going to start off with this bottom rock layer here, which you can see, it starts off, you have an anchor here with some moss growing on it, which is pretty cool. And as we go around, there's lots of rock details that are all going up the side of this cliff, which is pretty sweet. Then we get to the actual boat dock, where the boat, which we'll look at in just a second, can actually be pulled up and sat right next to the dock, which is sweet. There's 2 spots to hook it up. There's a barrel with a fish in there. Maybe one of those 2 minifigures is a fisher, but you can walk up these steps and that will take you straight to the lighthouse. But we're going to go ahead and turn it. And one of the coolest features of this set is the actual little cave or cove, I guess what you would call it, down here, which if I move my light, you can kind of see in there. And there's a treasure chest. I believe the chest can be pulled out. Let me see. Ah, yes, I remember. There's like a little arm that holds it. So, there we go. And, ooh, there are jewels in there. So how sweet is that? And then when you're finished, there's a little arm that actually grabs it. Let's see if I can actually get it on this. Yeah, I can't get it on this first try, but it is pretty sweet. And actually what you're going to see right here, if you can see this little piece that I'm pointing to, my fingers tapping, that is the actual switch to turn on the lighthouse, which we're going to do in just a second. We're not going to do right now, but when we get to that point, I will show you. But we'll keep flipping around this side. Lots of cool rock details all going up. You know, it's not just flat and boring. It looks pretty sweet. Let me come around to the back. Same thing going on here. You can see the bottom of the lighthouse. What's really sweet is that the actual battery pack is hidden in this set. So if you grab this and pull it off, you can put the batteries in. If you need to change them, then you can push this back down, and it hides it really well. You can barely tell. You can kind of see a little bit of the battery pack there, but we have some leaves that are growing out of the rocks, which looks sweet. And then the last side, we're looking at these 2 white dots here, right? This is a bird nest, I believe. So the seagull can come land in there, right? It looks pretty sweet. I believe that might be where it's supposed to be. I like it where it was, but I'll let you imagine what those 2 white things are. Comes out of the bird, kind of gross, but those 2 spots are there. Probably when you go to a lighthouse, you'll see lots of that stuff, but then we'll roll back around to the front. Looks super sweet so far, and then I'm going to go ahead And take us up just a hair. We can take a look at the actual house on the lighthouse. So you can see this railing that goes up, lots of different colored grass. There's some light green, some dark green, and some more gray for rocks. But a look at the actual house, it is awesome. It has, you'll notice these can be straightened out, but I believe in the set they said to kind of put them to at an angle. It gives it more of like a rough look to the lighthouse, which is pretty sweet. It has a light on the front, dark green door, really cool. Come over to this side. There's a fireplace and a chimney that goes up. That's where this kind of sticks out. When we take a look at the inside, you'll see. You can see a little bit of the wire that runs up the lighthouse right there. Not much to see, but just a little bit. They hide it pretty well. You can start to see the sides of the lighthouse. But what's really cool is that these panels will actually come off the back, which we'll take a look at in just a second. But as we spin around, there's another window. It's opened up. And that is a look at the house. Now, as we move up, undo my stand here, you can see the actual layers of the lighthouse tower. Come around. The windows look really sweet. They're actually transparent so you can see through them. What's really neat is that they actually, if you've ever bought a Lego car before, this is the, like right above the tire. And they've used that to help shape these windows, which is so awesome. And then lastly, I don't even, does my stand go this high? I think it does, but let's see. Oh yeah. And lastly is the top of the lighthouse. So up here, we have the actual light itself. Spin all the way around. It has a railing. There's the light. It is actually facing this direction right now, which is the front. I believe there was like a little antenna that goes on top of this actually, but I took it off because it would not fit in my display. But really sweet, even cooler when you have to light it up. But what I would like to do next is to go ahead and take a look at the interior of the house and the actual, I guess, tower that the lighthouse has. So let's go ahead and do that. Alrighty, so I actually have camera in hand at this moment, but we are going to remove, let's see if I can do this without breaking anything major. I believe, yep, they just use snob plates to take that off. This is super sturdy, but you can see the top of the chimney with some smoke coming out. And then as we take a look at the inside, this door swings open, and if you were to head on in there, we'll start off with this side, is the kitchen. Now this is very condensed. Everything is squeezed in here, but it looks so cool with all the details. Some fish on the wall, bottle, cheese, a very small stove with a teapot on top, a clock, some utensils, a writing desk, and then let's flip around and check out this side. There's the bed that has a nice white and blue pattern. A little Lego painting, if I can get it to focus, there we go, of a family. And you can kind of see the entrance to the actual lighthouse tower that goes through that direction. And there's a broom on that side of the door. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the lighthouse tower. Now, as I come around, the only panels I believe that are removable are not the front panels, which would be this side. They're actually the back panels, and all that you have to do, there's a good chance I do mess this up, so hang in with me here, is you grab, boom, that right there. So it's here, grab it, pull it off. You can actually see inside the first level, there's a small axe there, and then a ladder to climb up. Let me try to keep these pieces in order. So that's the first one. Let me scoot my light back. Reach up here, grab the second one. Another ladder, just climbing up the lighthouse. Third one, boom. A little painting here, maybe like a famous person. More ladder, and then finally, the final ladder and some tools, maybe if you need to do maintenance on the light at the top itself. But these go back on pretty easily. Grab it, push, same thing here, push, You can pop all these back on, but I'm going to do this off camera. And then we're going to take a look at the actual Lighthouse light function itself. Alrighty, so here we are. So as I stated earlier, there is a small lever inside. Oh, there's actually a bat. You can see at this angle as well. There's a small lever inside of this that you can push down. And then as we move our way up to the top, you can see the Lighthouse actually functions as a lighthouse, which is awesome. And then there's also another hidden Easter egg inside the cabin that once I turn the lights off, I'm going to show you in just 1 second. So as you may have noticed, the lights are now off. I can flip this switch. It actually works as a lighthouse, which is so awesome. You can hear that winding engine, which can kind of get a little bit annoying, but you can even look inside the house, and there's a small fire in the stove that is lighting the house up. So if I grab this, you cannot tell me that is not the coziest Lego set you've ever seen. I would so get a cup of hot chocolate on a cold winter night, lay down in bed, that burning. It does not get better. You can also take the front door, push it open, and you can kind of see the light cracking through as well. I think that's so cool that not only they lit the top of the lighthouse, but they added another light brick inside to light up the inside of the house. Super cool. There's a, I guess, far back display. You can take the top of the house, pop it back on, and it is good to go. Lastly, I did mention I wanted to take a quick look at this boat. As you can see, it comes, oh my goodness. This is what I've been looking for. This is actually what goes on top of the lighthouse. So I'm gonna take it. I must have laid it in the boat, how smart of me. But has an anchor, a spot for an anchor. You could take the anchor and attach it to the end as a bucket, a compass, and 2 oars. So whatever minifig you decide to place inside of the boat, whether it be this fella or this lady, they'll fit right in there and they can hold on to the oars, which is pretty sweet. Let's add this in really quick. Boom. Got the top of the tower on. It's pretty sweet, but the only problem is it's a little too tall, so I do have to pop it off, but it gives it a nice look at the top of the lighthouse. So my final thoughts on this set is that while it is expensive at $300 for 2,000 pieces, that does not seem like a very good deal for Legos. You are getting the light function, so if you're someone who's like, wow, this is really cool, you can show it to people that, hey, the light turns on. There's also a small fire for the oven inside. That part of it is really cool. But in my personal opinion, I'd rather have a 3,000 piece set for $300 without the light function. So I guess it all just depends on what you like and if you wanted to really have the light on the set or not. But one last turnaround. If you're into lighthouses or just cool Lego builds in general, I would say this set would be great for you. But before I end this video, I want to say thank you for watching. Super awesome to finally hit 100 views on one video. I was pretty excited telling my fiance about it, but thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit that like button. When I see 5 likes or so on a video, my brain just explodes. Like, subscribe, all those good things. I'm not going to beg you, but if you liked it, hit like. If you want to see more, subscribe. I'm going to drop a few more reviews here soon, but I figured I would knock this one out first. It is a pretty awesome set, but as always, thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one.